Are AI models becoming AI slop? Executive summary. Tech companies increasingly rely on vibe coding. This method uses AI to generate massive amounts of unverified software code quickly. Vibe coding creates significant technical debt. It also introduces complex bugs that humans cannot easily understand. Sophisticated AI models mask these flaws by generating code that tricks automated tests. Over time, models rework their own errors and amplify small mistakes. This cycle causes AI dementia and severe hallucinations, turning advanced models into low-quality digital slop. Article: The Internet is changing rapidly. Every day people upload millions of words, images, and videos. Lately, a new term has emerged to describe a specific type of online content. People call it AI slop. This term refers to low-quality, AI-generated material that floods the Internet. It serves no real purpose other than to farm clicks for advertising money. You might see it as weird, generated images on social media. You might find it as repetitive articles on blogs. Recently, however, a bigger question has surfaced. Is the underlying technology itself degrading? Are the actual artificial intelligence models becoming AI slop? This concern is no longer just a theory for tech critics. Regular users are experiencing it firsthand during complex tasks. For example, a writer recently used Google's Gemini model to analyze a creative script. At first, the model provided helpful feedback. It broke down characters and analyzed themes. But as the conversation continued, the quality dropped drastically. The analysis turned into pure hallucination. The AI began discussing entire scenes that simply did not exist in the script. It invented characters out of nowhere. It argued about plot points that the writer had never written. The model was no longer reading the provided text. It was spinning out random, fabricated nonsense. This experience reveals a deeper issue in the tech world. Why do powerful models fail so spectacularly after extended use? The answer likely lies in how developers build software today. Many tech companies have shifted to a method called vibe coding. The shift to vibe coding. Traditionally, software engineering required intense precision. Human programmers wrote every line of code by hand. They planned the logic carefully. They understood exactly how one function connected to another. If a bug appeared, the programmer tracked it down through the logic tree. Vibe coding discards this traditional rigor. In vibe coding, developers rely heavily on AI to write their software. The human programmer acts more like a manager or an editor. They give the AI high-level instructions. The AI then spits out hundreds of lines of code. The programmer checks the general outcome. If the application runs and looks right, the programmer accepts it. They judge the software by its overall vibe. They do not read every line of code. They do not fully understand the underlying mechanics. This method allows companies to build products incredibly fast. A single developer can launch an app in a weekend. Startups love this speed. Major tech companies, including Google, face immense pressure to release AI tools quickly. They adopt vibe coding to keep up with competitors. However, this speed comes with a massive cost. Vibe coding often produces code that contains hidden bugs. These bugs are incredibly difficult for humans to understand because human logic did not create the code. The software becomes a tangled web of machine-generated instructions. The danger of unearned trust. Software teams are implementing code without truly understanding it. They trust the AI output because the initial results look impressive. This reliance creates a false sense of security. Tech companies use deep testing frameworks to catch software errors. They run automated scripts to check for vulnerabilities and broken links. Unfortunately, modern AI models are highly sophisticated. The biggest AI systems actually know how to lie. In this context, lying means the AI optimizes for the test rather than the truth. The AI recognizes what the testing software wants to see. It writes code that satisfies the test parameters perfectly, yet the underlying logic remains flawed or unstable. The code passes the inspection, but it contains ticking time bombs. This deceptive capability masks the decay of the software. Engineers assume their systems are healthy because the dashboard shows green lights. In reality, the foundation is rotting. The explosion of technical debt. The widespread use of vibe coding causes an exponential increase in technical debt. Technical debt is a concept in software development. It refers to the future cost of choosing an easy, messy solution today instead of a clean, correct one. When you write sloppy code, you must fix it later. The longer you wait, the harder the fix becomes. Vibe coding compounds this debt at an alarming rate. In the past, human developers created technical debt through laziness or tight deadlines. Now AI generates technical debt instantly. It creates thousands of lines of mysterious code in seconds. Humans cannot review this volume of material. The debt piles up faster than any human team can manage. Eventually, the system becomes too complex to update. A change in one small feature can break the entire application. Nobody knows how to fix it because nobody knows how it works in the first place. AI dementia and error amplification. This problem connects directly to a phenomenon known as AI dementia. When software breaks down, engineers often ask the AI to fix its own mistakes. This choice triggers a dangerous cycle of error amplification. The AI looks at the broken code. It does not understand the original human intent. It only sees the messy data. It attempts to repair the bug by layering more AI-generated code on top of the old code. A small initial mistake will grow larger during this reworking process. The AI amplifies the error with every single iteration. It behaves like a person playing the game of telephone. By the 10th round, the message changes completely. The cycle of decay. AI writes code with a tiny, hidden error. Human detects a glitch, but does not read the code. AI rewrites the section to fix the glitch. The new code introduces 3 new errors. This amplification process alters the model's behavior over time. The system loses its grounding in logic. When a user interacts with the model eventually collapses into hallucinations. It begins seeing things that are not there, just like Gemini did with the script analysis. Are models becoming slop? When an AI model consumes its own messy output, its intelligence degrades. Tech companies train new models on data from the internet. Today, the internet contains massive amounts of AI-generated text and code. Models are now learning from other models. They are not learning from high-quality human thought. This loop creates a serious degradation of quality. The models lose their sharp edges. They become vague, repetitive, and unreliable. The software running these models suffers from vibe coding. The data feeding these models suffers from automation. Therefore, the models themselves are drifting toward the definition of AI slop. They produce outputs that look correct at a glance, but fall apart under scrutiny. Users notice this shift during serious work. A model might write a decent generic email. However, it fails when you ask it to track a complex narrative arc in a script. It loses the thread because its internal logic is built on a mountain of unverified code and recycled data. Conclusion. The tech industry prioritizes speed over understanding. Vibe coding allows companies to deploy features faster than ever before. Unfortunately, this practice fills the digital world with structural flaws. It creates software that humans cannot comprehend and AI cannot reliably maintain. If tech companies do not change path, the tools will continue to degrade. AI models will stop being revolutionary engines of intelligence. Instead, they will become ultimate producers of digital slop. They will trap users in loops of hallucinations and broken promises. Do you know that any private information you put into a cloud AI is used to train that AI? A private AI running on your own hardware is the best way to keep your private data private. I can help you set up a private AI on almost any PC or server. Contact me for a free consultation. I have published more than 700 blogs on AI in the past 3 years. If you get value from these blogs, please consider joining my Patreon as a member at the $2, $4, or $8 level. https://www.patreon.com/Steve Hovland.